She wins her third heat by 4.5 seconds. Bissell and Boykin, 400s between those two for the number 2 finish. Great races within the race, you gotta love that. As we set the stage for another great race in Prospect. This is our 4th of 5 sections of the women's 3,000 meters at the BU season opener. After this, it'll be all men's 3Ks until we reach our elite window. After these 2 sections, of course, so 30 more laps. Sounds like a lot, but it'll go very quickly, as is often the case here at the launch pad. So D2 and D3 Glory on the line here. I think I intended to say both Glory and Pride in the same order. Don't try that at home, kids. And may I suggest trying whatever pace they set with extreme caution if you are looking to run a 3K for the first time. They're going out in 38, roughly on the dot. Again, that gets us to 76 for our 400-meter splits, and ultimately 5:04 1,600-meter pace, which, recall, was exactly where our third heat was scheduled to go through. No designated pacers this time, but they're not shying away at all. So far, Sierra Bow of Wingate. Again, we talked about that D2 and D3 Pride on the line. You've got Wingate, one of the top D2 programs, MIT, a top D3. They brought some of their best here, but still plenty of D1 talents in here. Also, Pearson Campbell is in third on her outside. Is Binghamton's Anna Gansrow. The Binghamton Bearcats. Emily Mackay, one of their most famous alumni. Making Team USA, making everybody in Bearcat Town proud. A program that flies under the radar when you consider the legacy that's been left. Speaking of legacy, Ann Brennan of SUNY Geneseo. This is a team that's just been absolutely compounding in depth, in talent, on the distance front. There are upwards of 30 athletes that I've counted in their recruiting class of 2030. They have just simply stockpiled the pieces across all events. And it's going to be exciting to see what the Knights ultimately have in store for the next few years out of the Finger Lakes region. One of the top Division III programs out of the Empire 8. So it was Geneseo's Ann Brennan, followed by the Providence Friar in second. Looks like the Providence kit, that is. It is actually the Binghamton kit. It was Anna Gansrow, who we mentioned earlier. They got the similar looking strips to Providence. They got a little bit more bowling letters, I should say. So that's the key distinction. Keep an eye out for the distinct dark green of SUNY Binghamton. Anna Gansrow in second. Lexi Fernandez of MIT in third. And here comes the University of Buffalo. They've got 2 runners now in the top 10. Vass Clock has made her way into 4th place now. Yet another great last name to have as a distance runner. She does spell it with a K, Vassie Clock, but the clock is one of the most important factors in this entire sport, no matter what event you are doing, unless you're throwing or jumping. Heck, even if you are throwing or jumping, there's a time limit in between attempts for different competitors. So the clock is all applicative if you're a track and field athlete. Ann Brennan, the 954 seed, looking to get after her personal best. She takes us to 1,200, just beneath 4 minutes, but a huge surge on the outside. Nicely done with that long stride by Meredith Boyer of Callow. She made up a ton of spots in one fell swoop. And is going to look to make good on that. But of course, it is early on in the race, so hard to tell just how much further she wants to go with it. Meredith Boyer, the French-Canadian, studying at the University of Montreal, paying us a friendly visit here at BU. She's going to hit the halfway mark once they hit the bottom of the backstretch as the field starts to spread. Her PB over the 3K is a 9:51.07, so look out for her in attacking that. She's got Ganzero Binghamton on her shoulder. She's beneath 5 minutes, so setting us up for a sub-10 close once we reach the 3K finish. The music is starting to blare in the background. You can hear Crazy Train by the late great Ozzy Osbourne. It really became one of the songs of the summer. I'd imagine that many of these ladies might have added it to their summer running playlist in honor of the Ozman. So it's got to feel like a glorified practice now, of course, given that they get to race to the same music that they run to. Theoretically, of course. I did not check any of these athletes' Spotify raps on Instagram, so cannot confirm nor deny if Crazy Train was a part of that. But it would be a good recommendation if I had anything to say about it. Mérédith Boston, ahead of Anna Ganzero. Massey Clark has refound her way into third, just ahead of Megan Desmarais of Central Con. She's in fourth with hit number 4, but has just surrendered that spot to Elon Sarah Petitjean. She is now in fourth. Tall runner with a single braid for the program out of the CAA. They play host to CAA championships before Elon. Emily Pierce of Campbell, who was in third a number of laps ago, is back into fifth, so she's still in the top group as Boyer just took us through our second kilometer, 6:36, so averaging 3:18 per K, shaping us up for around a 9:54 finish if this pace continues. Remember, her personal best is 9:51, so she's got to be thinking about turning the gears as that 4:20, 1,500 meter background has prepared her to do. Mérédith Boston, 23 years of age. Out of Université de Montréal. Ran a handful of races this past indoor season here at BU. She ran a 1,500, in fact, en route to a mile and a 4x4. Imagine that for a double at the Bruce Lee Scarlet and White Invitational. A mile and a 4x4. Mérédith Boston got it done. She's looking to get it done in her one and only effort here today in the 3K. And she is absolutely blown away from this field. That latest lap of 37.3 is even quicker than the pace that they took it out in. So she could be looking to break 9:50 for her first time over 3K. Now looks to be a 5-way battle for second. Roughly 10 meters span second and 6th place you see there entering your frame. Hit number 7. Again, we talked about her earlier as being in third, then back to 5th, but Emily Pierce has found her way into second. She's in a good position, but gonna have to reclaim that spot as Allie Manasich of South Carolina has gone on the offensive. Mérédith Boston, less than 300 meters remaining now, 8:48. She can certainly go substantially beneath that 9:50 barrier so long as she finishes on her feet and keeps that stride confident. You recall that move that she made just prior to 1,200 meters where she just outstrided the entire field to the front, toyed with them for a few laps, and has been no looking back since. Boston, 9:06.5 of the lap to go. And with 100 meters remaining, just beneath 9:24, a 16 low is going to be awfully difficult for the last 100 meters, so sub 940 may have to wait, but she is going to set a phenomenal personal best. Mérédith Boston, 940 and change for the Heat 4 victory. Let's see if we can get some more sub 950s. Here comes Anna Gansrow from Binghamton. She'll take second ahead of Elon Sarah Petit-Jean. And then fourth place, Allie Matisic of South Carolina. Again, she came out of nowhere in those last few laps to even get into the conversation. But Mérédith Boston stole all the words from all opposition. Congratulating her competitors. You can see in the